All right. We are live, starting out on day 201, 438 miles today. Coming in on the replay, thank you very much. Appreciate that. A little foggy this morning. Look behind me there. See who joins in first. Morning, a little foggy. It's very foggy this morning. Mountain top skies is #1 today. Good morning, James. How are you this morning? Yeah, foggy morning this morning. Kind of spooky out here today. Starting out on day 201, 438 miles. Could have almost walked home by now. Just Lark. Good morning. How are you this morning? Welcome in. Had a good foggy morning this morning here in Georgia. Oh, there you go. Adeline. I love that name. Having a cup of coffee. I got up late this morning. I'm usually up no late. My alarm goes off at 6. And I'm usually up before the alarm. Sometimes I'm up like 4 o'clock in the morning. This morning, though, I heard the alarm go off at 6. And then next thing I knew, I woke up and I could see through my blinds in my bedroom that it was already daylight out. Scared shit out of me. I thought I was late. Fortunately, it was 7 o'clock. But, boy, I usually kind of dilly-dally around for at least an hour and a half. I had to do it in half an hour this morning, so. Goes in one. How are you this morning? I just did. How's that? So yeah, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Of course, I didn't make any coffee. Make my coffee last night. I had to make it this morning. But anyway, I do feel better. Ralph Gamer, good morning. Malice, what's up with you? Haven't emailed yet. Been hanging with my youngest. All right, cool. Definitely send me an email. Hope you're doing well, Malice. Don Howard, hello. Good morning to you. We are on my walk, day 201. I have 438 miles done when I get done today. Pretty cat, I went and I had a decent sirloin at Texas Roadhouse. to celebrate 200 days of walking. It was okay. It was okay. Took a while to get a seat. Ended up sitting at the bar. But yes, I had a Yingling draft beer with my steak. Elder, yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I celebrated last night with a nice steak dinner at a restaurant. I actually had to send the first steak back because it was overcooked. I ordered it medium rare. They brought it out. A lot of times they'll have you cut into the steak to see if you like how it's made before they walk away. But they didn't. They just set it in front of me. So I cut it open. And it wasn't even pink inside. I ordered medium rare. So I sent it back because I knew it was overcooked. I usually don't do that, but you know what? When you're paying close to $20 for a piece of meat, yeah. So Dan is here. Good morning, Dan. That's your beer of choice, John? I don't drink much beer. I do know that I like Yingling draft. So that's usually what I'll order because almost every place has it on tap. So yeah. I showed his bartender slash waiter. I showed him after I cut it open. I called him over there and I showed it to him. I said, "That's not medium rare." And he said, "Oh hell no, it's not." And he grabbed. He didn't even ask me if I wanted to send it back. He just grabbed my plate and took it back. So yeah, I know that's usually why I don't send them back. But I'm sure they get steaks, and especially at a steakhouse. I'm sure they get steaks all the time, and when that's your primary dish that you serve at a steakhouse, I mean Texas Roadhouse, that's your primary dish that you serve, you think that you'd be able to have that right. So you think that the cook could be trained exactly how long to cook a steak. But anyway, yep, medium rare. That's how I like it. Yeah. The second one was cooked well, or was they prepared it well. Yes. It was nice and bloody in the middle. It was kind of thin on the edges, so yeah, the edges were slightly overcooked, but they weren't that bad. But I just all the blood that was on the plate, I just used soaked up with the meat that was cooked a little bit better. Yeah, that's probably right. That's probably right. Good medium rare, especially when I'm eating it with my dad. There you go. Emma Collins, good morning to you. Sunday morning, mushrooms and onions. That sounds pretty good. Natalie, good morning. Natalie, you're on your different account today, Natalie. Lisa's here. Good morning, Lisa. Natalie, haven't seen you much lately. I've got a strong whiff of natural gas. Oh, right in front of my house, too. Okay, well, my house is blown up when I come back. That saved me a lot of work. Just turning into the insurance company, and hey, there you go. I'm in Georgia, Malice. Warner Robins, Georgia. Emma, I am doing very well. Just camera today, out of the hospital with my baby boy. How is your baby boy doing? Yeah, I haven't seen you a lot either lately. Alice, you're in Boston. That's cool. If it was an accident, my house blew up while I was out on my walk. I have to rebuild the house. My name's Dave, Emma. Love going out to eat places with your pops. He is better. Good, good, good. Go, how are you doing this morning? Welcome in. I'll turn the camera around here so y'all can see what I'm walking in this morning. Pretty foggy this morning. Look at that, we got trash. Someone decided they were done with their Chick-fil-A box. Yeah, house was blowing up, needed no coffee. It was just funny, just as I walked past my driveway, I smelled a strong whiff of natural gas. I mean, that has a distinct smell. I definitely know what it smells like. Emma, I am doing very well. Yes, definitely good to hear that your baby is doing better. You'll have your dad, John. That's good. Uh-oh. Well, just completely ripped on me. All right, trash taken care of. Here we are heading out on the trail. So we've got about a mile of the 3 miles done. Yeah, go take a shower. Now I have that visual in my head, Natalie, of you taking a shower. What's on today's agenda? More work on the floor. Floor, floor, floor. Russ, you're in Illinois. Well, welcome in. I am in Georgia. He's just about 50. Okay, hey, you still got a long time with your dad. You work together? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Let's see. Pilgrim's here. Good morning, Pilgrim. I don't know if I missed you when you popped in earlier, but welcome in now. Lots of good times with your dad to come. Absolutely. It is a gift. It is a gift. My dad was 80 when he died, um, but he had dementia for about the last, oh goodness, 7 or 8 years of his life. So he was pretty much gone for 5 years before he passed. So it with dementia, the only positive thing to that is that we had said our goodbyes to my dad long before he actually passed, and we actually got kind of, I mean, didn't actually say goodbye, hey dad, you're dying, goodbye, see ya, or you're losing your memory or whatever. But we had a chance to be with my dad, spend time with my dad, and all that before his memory was completely gone. So, kitchen and bathroom remodel, cool. There you go. Love that kind of stuff. Yeah, it is a terrible disease. It is a terrible disease. My mom's still alive. She's 92, by the way. Those of you that don't know, that is why I need to get this house down here done and sold in Georgia so I can move back up to Ohio and be closer to my mom. That is the whole mission. That is my life focus right now. Yeah, there's actually a video on my channel, me sitting and talking with my mom back last September, I believe. Good morning. Yeah, it's a tough disease to deal with, and there's different variations of it. Of course, the memory loss and all that goes with it, but what my dad had was called Lewy body dementia, and basically the systems of the body just start shutting down, and eventually the brain quits telling the body to breathe, and that's what happened with my dad. Passed away from chemo. Have no more family here to last. Yeah, both my older brothers have passed, so I have a twin sister and my mom. Sucks getting old, man, because you go through that kind of crap. I remember my mom and dad joking about, yeah, we don't go to parties anymore, we go to funerals. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of cool. I get back up there and see her on a regular basis. I'm always grateful. I took the chance to tell my stepdad how much he helped and affected me becoming a respectable man when I was trying my hardest not to. Yeah. You can definitely see the fog this morning. It is, I think it was 45 degrees when I started out walking this morning. We are heading into the 60s today. Yeah, that actually was a good movie. The original, The Fog. It actually was a good movie. You would think that a movie like that would be stupid, but that was actually a pretty good movie. Yeah, for those pirates. Sometimes we all got to get old and deal with it. As long as you treat family right, you'll be happy. Yep. Oh yeah, we're heading into the woods. You can see the sun's trying to sneak its way past all the fog. But we are on the trail. It's day 201. We'll have 438 miles done when we get done walking today. My trip up to Ohio and my normal trips up to Ohio are 601 miles when I Google map it from my driveway here to what used to be my driveway up there. It's 601 miles. So I'm closing in on the point where I could have walked home by now. Mike, it was fun yesterday joining in on your live, seeing you out with your puppy walking. Good morning. Hi, buddy. I see a guy every single day. I think he's missed a few days, but not very many at all. So, Mike, I did go last night to Texas Roadhouse. Had me a nice sirloin and a draft yingling. I did not get I couldn't remember the name of it. I don't even know if I was at the right restaurant for what you were recommended to drink. Gonna be 64 for you today. Yeah, I think we're gonna hit about the same temperature here. Something like that. We are heading into the 80s by the end of the week, though. I saw, I think Friday, bourbon cherry smash. Is it Texas Roadhouse? Is that where it's at? Or is that just a drink? Bourbon cherry smash. Anyway, yeah, I just had a Yinling. Had to send my first steak back. Ordered a medium rare, and they came out set at Texas Roadhouse. Okay, they set it in front of me, and I cut into it, and there was no pink on the inside of that steak at all. I called the waiter back over, and I said, I ordered this medium rare. I said, that's not medium rare. And he said, oh, hell no, it's not. And he didn't even ask if I wanted to send it back. He grabbed my steak, grabbed the plate right off the bar, and took it back. So 23 in Ohio, huh, John? I may have asked you before, John, where are you at in Ohio? And I don't know if you're aware, but I'm getting ready to move back up there to the Dayton area. So I grew up in Dayton. Toledo, okay. I did a job for a while where I did medical courier service, and a lot of medical offices and stuff up in Ohio, up in Toledo. Used to go up there in the middle of the night into some pretty rough areas and pick up um, medical stuff, I guess, like samples, and a lot of dental places, like I guess it was like um, teeth or not implants, but impressions and things like that. So yeah, I used to be in some pretty tough areas up there in Toledo, and they're in the middle of the night. Wasn't the funnest job in the world. Been 9 to 15 degrees lately. Getting hit by blizzards weekly. It's 37 right now, though. Okay. You're on a warming trend there. Right on the Michigan border. Oh, okay, John. Your family was originally from Michigan. And Mike comes in with the holy Toledo. Good morning. Pretty cat. I had my German friend Glock. I think that's German, isn't it? With me. So, yes, I was prepared. Good morning. Good puppy.
Okay.
Delta Europe and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Warm up there? Oh, it's warm up soon. Okay. Holy Toledo. Alright, so we got lots and lots of fog. Normally I turn this corner and come out here into this opening after walking through the woods, and I'm blinded by sunlight. But anyway. Actually, Mike, I've seen that woman before, and that dog was like out of control wild. So she must be, either she's done a good job of training or it's just being very well behaved today. But here's the thing. You notice that she stopped and sat her dog down while I walked past. That's good. I mean, I'm not a dog trainer or anything, but that's good when people will do that and they know that their dog could be aggressive, and they'll actually stop and control their dog when people walk by. Good morning. Like I said, I've seen her before, and she's out running. And that's another thing. She's actually running, and she stopped running. She stopped with her dog and control her dog before I passed. So you do that with your dog, yeah. I hate it when their dog starts going crazy like that, and you know sometimes it's hard to control a dog, and but their dog starts going crazy, barking at you or whatever, just trying to get at you, and it's like, oh, don't worry, it's a friendly dog. He won't bite. He won't bite. Yeah, bullshit. Not German, but close. Okay. Um, I was delivering groceries for a while through the Spark app, Walmart and Spark, and yeah, I don't know how many times I'd have dogs standing there barking at me, and people telling me, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." I'm like, I'm worried. 100 pounds of simple sometimes. Austrian, okay. All right, so we're Coming up on the turnaround point means I got just a little over a mile to go before I'm back home. I haven't heard any explosions, so my house is still standing probably when I get back home. Those of you who weren't here when I walked past my house this morning, there's a baseball sitting there. Anyone want to play some baseball? Anyway, yeah, just as I was walking past my house this morning, after I walked around the block, I had a real strong whiff of natural gas. Look at those pine trees in the fog. Pulled the step-up bars off the truck. My dog was confused on how to get in the truck yesterday. It's like, wait a minute, I've been trained how to do this, and you just took a variable away. What the hell? What are you doing to me, Mike? So a lot of people have seen it, I know. A lot of people have commented on the video I posted yesterday in response to ACR Protect's challenge to do walk 31 miles in 31 days during the month of March. And it's not just walking, it's do something every day for the next 31 days just to improve just a little bit, one little thing. I don't know, project that you're putting off, whatever it might be, just start working on that project, or who knows what it is. Register, enroll in a class at school or something. So I did respond to that challenge. I accepted the challenge, and what I'm going to do, since I already walk, I just decided I'm going to try to monitor my time a little bit closer and try to get up to or do my walks all in. Have a good day. Do all my walks in right around 50 minutes. I don't know if I'll hit 50 minutes. I started looking at my times. It's tracked daily on my phone through the Samsung Health app, and I started looking, and I've only hit 50 minutes one day since I've been doing the 3 miles. So I don't know. I'm going to try to keep it as close to 50 minutes as I can. Probably right around 52. And it all depends, of course, how many deer I see out here in the woods. So maybe later I will go put my wife on the back like Yoda and go for a walk. There you go. There you go. Jenna Watson, thank you, voice actor. Yeah, I might be able to do that, but I wouldn't be able to do a long script because I would be constantly doing that because of all my smoking. You'd have to cut and edit a lot. Got to stop for the deer, absolutely. Yeah, if I see a deer or if I see the white squirrels, any of that, of course I'm going to stop for it. So I'll factor all that in. I mean, I don't keep track of how many minutes I stand there looking at a deer, but I will figure it's going to be a minute or two. Maybe that cough would be my charm point. Yeah, maybe. Yesterday we saw a deer twice out here on the trail, once on the way out and once on the way back. And we also saw lots and lots of morning. Oh, lots and lots of people out running yesterday. Jimi Hendrix or Led Zeppelin? I would probably, if I had those two albums in front of me right this moment, I would probably put the Zeppelin on. But I don't know. You know, music is dependent upon your mood. Sometimes you feel like listening to some blues. Sometimes you feel like listening to some hip hop. Not so much the hip hop, but something with a good beat. What Pretty Cat say? Got to stop for Sasquatch. Absolutely. All along the stairway to heaven. Yeah. I was thinking about that yesterday, and I didn't hear the exact quote. I've heard it a lot of times, but isn't it funny how there's a stairway to heaven, but there's a highway to hell? Which one do you have to work harder to get to? Nope, have not seen any critters this morning, Russ. Don't like hip hop. I listen to boy bands, yeah. Just not your thing. I'll listen to, and I don't know what's classified as, who's classified as hip hop, but I'll listen to some. I can listen to some Eminem, and not just Eminem. There's other stuff I'll listen to, but not a lot of it. Bonnie Riot, Riot, taking the escalator. Stairway to heaven, but there's a highway to hell. Kind of tells you something there. It was a YouTube short, or I don't know if it was Instagram, was where it was originally posted, but it was songs you didn't want to hear at a funeral. And yeah, Highway to Hell was one of them. I can't remember any of the rest of them, but there's lots of songs that you wouldn't want to hear at a funeral. So I listen to rap, metal, rock usually, but I'll get down with Eva Cassidy and Bonnie Raitt here and there. Okay. Country music, not so much. Hard rock, yes. I will listen to some country music. I don't really care for the new rap country, is what I call it. I don't know if everybody else calls it that or not, but some of the new country music is just hip hop with a country twang to it. I knew that was eventually going to happen, that hip hop would work its way into, and nothing wrong with it. I mean, I'm sure there's people that enjoy it, and that's absolutely fine. There's people that go to art museums to see shit thrown on a wall and say, "Ooh, look at that." So, you know, whatever. Last friend that passed away, we played Pantera at his funeral. I got a dime bag guitar and amp. Hip hop. Yeah, there you go. Fix stuff. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Hip hop, huh? Is that what they call it? I fix stuff all day. You changed your name, because it didn't used to be stuff. Top 3 guitarists ever, really? Wow. That's Who would you put ahead of him? Malice? Didn't want the vulgar. Yeah, be honest with you, I mean, when I read your name, I didn't know how to read it. I mean, I'll say shit. I mean, but I just did. As a matter of fact, talking about people going to see shit thrown on a wall. But misspelled stuff, have to wait 14 days. Oh yeah, to change it again. Oh yeah, I see that with the extra T in there. He is in the top 3. Okay, so who are you putting? Who else you putting in the top 3 with him? Hey, stop all the damn flowing. What the hell? Man, what the fuck, dude? Jesus. I just try to control it. I know that it can offend some people. Mike, really? Eddie Van Halen? Top 3 guitarist of all time? Eddie Van Halen? He's all right, but I mean, Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, uh, who's the guy that played Taylor Swift? Yeah, I don't think so. Prince was a good guitar player, yeah. Who's the guy that played guitar for, let's see, the guy that played for Black Sabbath, the guy that played for Deep Purple. Those 2 guys. Not Johnny Cash, no. Not Willie Nelson, no. And they play guitar, but they basically play a rhythm guitar. And that's pretty much, I mean, I don't know a lot about guitars and guitar players, but that's pretty much all they do. They basically play a rhythm guitar, which is fine. I mean, that's more than I can do. Mainly off grid. Good morning. Richie Blackmore and Tommy Iommi, yes. I mean, those 2 are both better than Eddie Van Halen, in my opinion. I guess it's a subjective thing. Yeah, the guy, there you go, Mark Knopfler, pretty good guitar player. I don't know if I'd put him better than Eddie Van Halen, but and besides that, Eddie Van Halen, you met Richie Blackmore? That's cool. Randy Rhoads played for Ozzy before Tommy. Okay. Did he? You think Ingway smoked Blackmore? I do not play, no. Ducky is here. Good morning. Oh, yeah, my other beef with Eddie Van Halen is he married my Hollywood crush. So way back in the day, Valerie Bertinelli was the woman for me. Ducky is here. You met Iommi. I don't think Sasquatch plays guitar. Yeah. Doing good today, mainly. Doing good. It is spoopy outside, yes. I do not play any instrument at all. Valerie Bertinelli, yes. She was smoking hot back in the day. The girl next door. And then she went and married frickin' Eddie Van Halen. Tootie from the Facts of Life. No, don't think so. Put a cat. by the Sasquatch rocking out. Herman Lee, I've never heard of him. Yeah, so I kind of have a bad feeling towards old Eddie Van Halen. Dragon Force. Okay. He's the main guitarist in Dragon Force. Okay. Gus G is another good guitar player. Frank Zappa was a pretty good guitar player too, actually. You guys have a good day. I don't know if I'd put Frank Zappa in the category of Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan and stuff like that, but he was actually a pretty good guitar player. Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, home of Frank Zappa. Yep, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani. Oh, there's a white squirrel right there. Look at that. We did get to see one today. How about that? Ran right in front of me. Those are so cool when we see those. Listen to some Dragon Force. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out. You saw Stevie Ray Vaughan and Satriani back in the 80s. I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan at a little venue in Texas back in, I think it was 85. It was right before he really hit it big. And he was playing a little festival there in Wichita Falls. Good morning. Wichita Falls, the city in northern Texas, called Wichita Falls, but they did not have a falls. They built a waterfall. Have a good day. They actually built a waterfall. They basically took huge giant pumps and pumped water out of a river up to the top of a hill and then built waterfalls for the water to run over. But they had a huge festival, and Stevie Ray Vaughan was playing at that festival, and he was walking around in the crowd after he played, stoned out of his ever-loving mind. Never been to a concert before, and I'm 28. This is embarrassing. You know, I only want to go see Van Halen. Well, you're a little late for that, Jenna. Eric Johnson, yep, another good guitar player. Absolutely. There's the other young kid. I did not get stoned with him, no. I don't know if his body could have held any more drugs. He was pretty wasted. He put a gram of coke in his morning coffee. I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that at all. All he kept saying was how great Jimi Hendrix was. He was a huge fan of Jimi Hendrix, so he used to have, I've seen a lot of videos, and he used to have a button on his guitar strap of Jimi Hendrix. I don't know if he wore that all the time, but yeah, it's well documented. Yeah. Yeah, and as soon as he got sober and cleaned up, yep. Eric Clapton was good. I saw Eric Clapton in concert a long time ago. Don't remember much of it. I was drunk as hell. I do remember him playing Cocaine. And of course, that was the song then. I think that's the tour he was on, whatever album that was on. But yeah, every time he'd say the word cocaine, the whole crowd would woo. How many concerts have I been to? Oh my gosh, I've been to a lot of concerts. I won't go anymore. The last concert that I went to was a Willie Nelson concert. That's been over 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. And before that was probably 2 years before that. I saw Leon Russell. Drunk as hell was fun. Yeah, I'd been drinking all day long. One of my best friend, that's another funny story. He bought 2 tickets. He was supposed to be taking his girlfriend. And he came by my house and picked me up. And he said, yeah, I'm going to go get some beer to take down to the concert. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so I rode along with him. Well, we started drinking the beer. Then we went and bought more beer. And then we went and bought more beer. And yeah, by the time it was time to go pick up his girlfriend and head to the concert, he decided, oh, fuck her, Dave, you're going to the concert with me. Looking forward to seeing Iron Maiden and Megadeth in September. That'd be pretty cool. All right, so we've made it home. 52 minutes. Yeah, I'd say going to see Taylor Swift probably be more of an event than. I don't think I could handle going to see Taylor Swift. Too many 10 to 12-year-old girls running around screaming their heads off. Did he ask me back to his home after the concert? I don't remember what we did. I think he took me home after the concert. Yeah. We were already halfway to Cincinnati, just driving around in his car drinking, like people shouldn't. Yeah, Taylor Swift concert would be punishment for me, absolutely. Lester is here. Good morning. It is safe to come out of your corner. Rainy's not here, but Ducky is here to take notes. Nally was in a little while ago. I was persuaded by a friend when I was a teenager to see Taylor Swift. Yeah. Don't know that I would go. I'd have to have, I don't know, maybe if I had a granddaughter that was that age and the opportunity. I'm not going to say I'd enjoy the time with my granddaughter. I'd be be standing there in the concert watching my granddaughter, and I would not be watching the concert whatsoever. So, well, I don't have a granddaughter that age, so young girls and gross guys trying to pick up on those young girls, exactly. And I did not see Britney Spears in concert. You got to see Willie Nelson too? Yeah, I saw a video just recently of him, and dude's old, man. The dude is old. I was kind of nervous when I went to see Willie Nelson. I knew that I probably wouldn't have a whole lot more chances to see him. And I was nervous, though, when I went to see Willie Nelson because he was so old even then. And like I said, it's been at least 6 or 7 years.
But it was when that song Wagon Wheel was real popular because two of the opening acts did that song Wagon Wheel. Like country song Wagon Wheel. Sure, everybody's familiar with it. It was real popular a few years back. Anyway, when I went to see Willie, he was getting pretty old already, and I had seen Leon Russell, and he died within 6 months after I saw him. And I also saw Harry Chapin way back in the day, and he died within 6 months after I saw him. So I was kind of nervous for Willie. Willie Nelson's a little bit older than I am, Putty Cat. How about Madonna? I've got a twin sister named Madonna. I've seen her before. I would not go to see Madonna. Absolutely not. She's disgusting looking. $700 to $1,400. Yeah. You saw them for 25. Yeah. Somewhere, stuffed away in a box somewhere. I still have ticket stubs from concerts, yeah, that I paid like $6 for. Um, I know I've got like I saw Electric Light Orchestra. I've seen Boston, Aerosmith. I do remember going to see Alice Cooper, and the reason I remember that is because, and I remember the exact date I saw Alice Cooper. It was on May 4th, 1978, and it was at University of Dayton Arena. And the reason I remember that date is because it was before. Yeah, Donna is my twin sister. The reason I remember that date specifically is because it was the day before my 18th birthday. And Alice Cooper has the song 18. And of course, he performed that song. So I felt like he was singing that song as a happy birthday wish to me. So Madonna is, yes, my twin sister Donna. Rainey is here. Good morning, Rainey. Shitload of $8 ticket stubs, yeah. Jenna, thank you very much. I try to be honest. Dave's birthday. Slash Guns N' Roses. Matt is here. Good morning. Good to see you decided to join us this morning, Rainey. Did you get out and walk this morning already, Rainey? Oh, there you go. Under my wheels. No, today is not Dave's birthday, Pretty Cat. Don't be throwing that out there. Not even close to my birthday. I'm 2 months away, plus a few days. Weird Al puts on a surprisingly solid show. That'd be pretty cool to see him. You sent us a hit, man. Happy unbirthday, Mr. Russell. Thank you very much. I should make an AI version of me as a rock star. Yeah, I don't think so. Nick Marsh here to tell me to stop hustling. Nick Marsh, no, not doing it. Not doing it. Not going to happen. Nope, not going to happen. Nope. Read my lips. Not going to happen. Sorry, that's my best George Herbert Walker Bush imitation. You saw Alice Cooper on the Nightmare Returns tour. I don't remember what the name of the tour was when I saw him. I know it was May 4th, 1978. I remember the date specifically. Another cool thing about that concert was where it was at the University of Dayton Arena is a basketball arena. And there's like 2 levels, and there's like a walkway in between the 2 levels. And we were in the very last row of the bottom level. And so there, all these people were walking around behind us. Well, my next door neighbor was a cop, at the time, and he was pulling security as like an off-duty type job, pulling security at the concert, and he was like walking. He kept walking behind. So there was a bunch of kids from the neighborhood. I was 17, almost 18 years old. So just a bunch of us guys from the neighborhood. So he saw us, and he was standing right behind us. And back in those days, you could get away with, in a concert, you could get away with passing a joint because the cops couldn't do anything because everybody there was smoking, and they'd have to arrest the entire arena. But so he stood there and watched us the whole time, passing joints and lighting up bowls and all that. And yeah, couldn't do a thing about it. We were having fun with that. But of course, he told our parents, you know, I saw your boy last night smoking weed at the concert. And my mom and dad, by that time, they were so liberal and they were so worn out from raising 3 other kids. And they were like, yeah, so what? I never did see Billy Idol, no. I saw Alice Cooper open for Iron Maiden around 2016. Rugged Northeast, good morning to you. Good to see you today. Everybody like and subscribe. I wasn't alive in 1978, but I think I identify as someone from those times in terms of my lifestyle and my taste in music. There you go, Jenna. I don't think I drank much beer. I don't think I was drinking any beer back then. We might have drank something that night, but I don't think we were drinking beer. It was mainly just smoking weed. Seen a lot of great bands, yeah. Lester's going shopping today for cute girls. Good luck. I understand the price is outrageous. Inflation on cute girls has gone way up, Lester. Are you in Amsterdam? You got to see Kiss. I saw Kiss twice when they were a brand new band. And yeah, not a big Kiss fan. Remember Electric Wine. But yeah, I don't know. I think we drank whatever was the cheapest at the time. You've seen the Rolling Stones twice and Paul McCartney twice. I had an opportunity to go see the Rolling Stones in Cleveland. And I have to admit, I wasn't, and I'm still really not that big of a Rolling Stones fan. I do like some of their music, but I'm not a huge Rolling Stones fan. And it was an outdoor concert, and it had been like raining and all that. And it's like, yeah, I'm not messing with that. I'm not going. And it was one of those deals, I could have had tickets, I think it was for under $10. I have no idea what the price was, but this was back in, I don't know, late 70s, maybe 80 or 81. You saw McCartney live. I would imagine that'd be a pretty good show. Fleetwood Mac is pretty good. Poison. I watched a video the other day. It was Led Zeppelin, and God, what song was the first song they played? Dazed and Confused, and then anyway, they were showing more of the crowd than they were of Zeppelin performing. Like on Dazed and Confused, they didn't even show Jimmy Page playing with the bow on his guitar. They didn't even show that part. You heard it, but they were showing like audience shots the whole time. So anyway, but it was kind of cool to see the crowd. The concert was filmed in 1970, and it was kind of cool to see the crowd at a 1970 concert. I was 10 years old in 1970, though. I was way too young to be at a concert like that. You're going to Walmart, so they'll probably be cheap. Okay, good luck with that. Yeah, they're shopping at Walmart with Gucci taste. No, I don't think it was black and white. I know they kept showing Robert Plant's shoes or his boots. He had on like a pair of blue. It wasn't black and white. He had on like a pair of blue and white boots, kind of like a cowboy boot look, because you couldn't see them because the pants were over top of them. But they had like a big blue star on them. They kept showing his boots quite a bit. I mean, they would focus in on his boots while things were going on stage, but they were showing his boots. So I have not seen the UFO. Nope. Kid Rock. Nope. Tyson is here. Good morning, Tyson. I did not see the mamas and the papas. No. Lester just got a rolling pin and frying pan to the head. Janis Joplin. No. I was 9 years old when Janis Joplin died. And see, Possum, that would have been a cool concert. I've seen some videos from those two performing together. That would have been a cool concert. Robert Plant and Alison Krauss. Yeah, I would have loved to see Zeppelin too, but nope, no Nirvana, Soundgarden, nope. Yeah, I would imagine that'd be a pretty good concert to go. I think one of the best concerts I went to was that Leon Russell concert. Leon was getting up there in age. Like I said, he died within 6 months after I saw him. But he told every song he did, almost every song. He did a couple songs like back to back with no talking in between, but almost every song he did, he told a story about, writing this song while touring with, oh God, what was his name? Mad Hatter's an Englishman, Joe Cocker. Writing a song with Joe Cocker, writing a song with, all these different people that he was with, Elton John. So Jethro Tull, yeah, that would be a good show. Jay Giles, if you want to see a wild show, Jay Giles Band was a pretty wild show. Grand Funk was a pretty wild show too, back in the day. But Jay Giles Band, if you've ever heard Must Have Been Love, the live version with the full introduction on it, it'd give you an idea how Jay Giles, their whole concert was. And it was like that the entire way. Your husband forced you to go see Barry Manilow. I didn't divorce him. Joan Jett. I got a story about Joan Jett, but you ran sound for Jay Giles twice in Maine? Wow, cool. You saw Jay Giles in the 80s? Yeah, that was when they got in. That's another band that got ruined by MTV, I think. Their old stuff. Must Have Got Lost. Everything from that one live album. I bought my harmonica with the hope of learning how to play Whamma Jamma, but yeah, that hasn't happened. So, but I wish I could play that. That'd be so cool to be able to play that. Yeah, the old freeze frame and all that. I was supposed to go to that Who concert. I covered Jay Giles' Christmas song last year. Oh, that's cool. Never mess with the sound guy. Never mess with people that serve your food. Josh is here. Good morning. You're a light audio and video tech for national touring bands. I have content posted. Oh, okay. Cool, Dax. The Kinks. I do like the Kinks. What are you doing, Pretty Cat? You just Googling a whole bunch of old school bands? Okay. Sounds like you got a full house there, Rainey. We'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Happy birthday to Angelo. Or Bart, thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate you coming by. Anyone like the Misfits? All in your noggin, huh? All right. Insane Clown Posse. And to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever heard a single song by Insane Clown Posse. I think it's more of just a show than anything else. If I could play Whammer Jammer on the harmonica, Mike would probably invite me to one of his shows and ask me up on stage. Michael era Misfits fans. I don't know. Danzig Mother is epic. Frivolous Rhetoric. Okay, Red Rum. Lester's coming to the birthday party. Rainey, if you're still listening. Faith No More had a song titled Epic. Josh, we're doing well today. We've been talking about bands and rock and roll and all that music for a long time now. I did walk today, day 201, up to 438 miles. I am missing Laura. Everybody put a call out for Laura. Normally she's been here, but I haven't seen her in probably 5 days now. She hasn't been in the chat. Normally calls off my mileage when I get back home, get done with my walk, but have not seen her. So loosening that old brain cell, huh? Faith No More did a cover of the Commodore's Easy. There'll be a keg. It's a bunch of Mexicans, so probably be a little bit of tequila. Shouldn't stereotype, but it's a kid's birthday party. Of course there'll be a keg. I have not heard from Bren lately either. Nope, I actually sent her a text message just a couple days ago and have not had a response from her, so. I don't get into politics at all here, so. What's tomorrow, Mike? Have not seen your car keys, Dax. I'll tell you where they're at, though. I know exactly where they're at. Where you put them last. Some Patron. They're in the car. Locked inside the car. So anyway, yeah, I mentioned about not seeing Laura for a while, but yeah, I walked 201 days in a row now, and I'm up to 438 miles. That's what this is all about, isn't it? No, it's about having a good time, enjoying ourselves, nice conversation. So, I accepted ACR, Andrew. I accepted his challenge to the 31 and 31 days challenge to do something just a little bit better. It doesn't have to be walking, but just try to improve something every day for the next 31 days. So I put them on the water tower, my boy. You can go get them off yourself. He thought it was about music and booze. Yeah, kinda. Velveeta mac and cheese with bacon on the nightstand today. There we go. Lester's got to give us a nightstand report. How old's the coffee you're drinking? How many days has the coffee you're drinking been sitting there, Lester? Josh, were you in ACR's live stream last night? I saw Mike there, and I saw Ducky pop in. But were you in there? I was doing different stuff, and I just kind of had the phone just sitting there just listening, and I heard ACR say hi. Oh, Joshua was here. Hey, Josh, how you doing? Or something like that. So were you there? No, you weren't. Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was you or not. Must have been another Josh. Does Lester have a Playboy on the nightstand? I will be improving on sleep for the while month of March. Oh, okay. For the whole month of March. Okay. Well, yeah, and quit using your alarm clock, Ducky. Yeah, yeah. Paris Hilton coffee's older than what Paris Hilton is. Yeah, probably. The lost track accountant. Not that I know of. Not unless you were passing through. Okay. Didn't even know ACR was on last night. Okay. Well, you probably would have known it was him, and if you dropped a comment, you probably would have realized who you were talking to. So I'm just thinking, unless you were drinking. And Ducky was there while she was crocheting. Just get busy living and get busy sleeping. Absolutely. Ducky, I didn't wake up till 7 o'clock this morning. I'm normally up. I have an alarm set for 6. And yeah, you were being good. I have an alarm set for 6, and rarely do I even sleep until the alarm goes off. I'm usually up before the alarm. The alarm went off at 6 this morning. I remember hearing it, and then the next thing I knew, I woke up, I opened up my eyes, and I could see through the shades that it was daylight outside, and I'm like, oh shit, what time is it? I thought I was late for my walk. Fortunately, it was 7 o'clock. But normally, I usually just fiddle fart around for an hour and a half or more before I go on my walk. I had to do all that in a half an hour this morning. So, yeah. Train yourself to sleep 4 or 5 hours a night. It's amazing. I generally don't sleep longer than that at one time anyway. I'm usually, at my age, I'm usually up peeing in the middle of the night. So, no drinking here. This boy don't drink at all anymore. I don't recall, but maybe I was on his. I really don't know. I can look back. Hi, Josh. It could have been somebody else. He has a lot of people in his live streams. He has a lot of people show up. So he got off the phone and crashed. Yep. Yeah, I went last night and I was working around the house all day. And while he was live, I was kind of cleaning up stuff. And then I got in the shower and just kind of listening in on his live stream. And then I ended up going out to Texas Roadhouse for dinner and had me a decent steak dinner. So no, I did not stay fart while playing the fiddle. Josh, you can let Putty Cat go. He's harmless. He just types nonsensical things. You only timed him out for 60 seconds? Okay. You can let him go. He's fine. I'm up and down about 10 times or more a night. Yeah, me too. Well, I wouldn't say 10 times, but yeah, I'm definitely up and down several times through the night. I wake up at 4:15 every day. I have never set a clock. I can only sleep about 8 hours a night. All right, Mountaintop, we will see you later. Thanks for coming in. I do appreciate all your support. Adeline, you got a good dad there. You have fun with your baby. It's good to see you today. Yeah, Mike, I'm kind of the same way. I got to get up and stretch a little bit and do all that stuff. So yeah, I'm up several times a night. Yeah, Josh, I discovered that there's a few channels that I wish or that I didn't have notifications on that I wish I did, and you prefer 12 hours, but you'll take 10. Possums are up all night. Do good things, y'all. It's why we're here. Absolutely. Mountaintop, I totally agree with you. Reroll. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you today. Yeah, that is almost hibernation mode. There's no way I could sleep 12 hours. There's no way I could be in bed for 12 hours. Sometimes you are up all night. No, Putty Cat, I'm not. Josh is just a little overprotective of me, and he's just not familiar with you, so it's all good. It's all good. I told him that you were harmless. Sometimes annoying, but harmless. Yeah, I don't know if I could sleep 12 hours. There you go, Putty Cat. Onward and upward. Absolutely, Putty Cat. I'm okay. My wife got me some books on woodworking, so I'm going to take them to work to read. There you go, re-roll. Most of the stuff I know about woodworking, I mean, a lot of it, I went through plans and stuff like that and, projects in books. And, but yeah, just doing it myself. So, Mike Fritz is back. Welcome back. Good to see you. Excelsior. Do I read? Not much anymore. Reroll. My walk was very good. 201 days in a row I've been walking now. Lately I've been walking 3 miles, so I'm up to 438 miles. On my way to 1,000 miles in 365 days. So that time in the morning, some people might not understand what that means there, Ducky. She has to feed her animals, and she has lots of animals, so that Ducky is not an old cat lady. She's a young cat lady. You don't read that much? Yeah. I read a lot on live streams. You hand in your notebooks on Lester? Yeah. I did not have baked potato with my steak. I had chili and fries, steak fries with my steak. So you need to wait till the swelling on your thumbs go down. What, from all the crocheting last night, Mike? That was funny how she got ACR on that. All right, Re-Roll, thanks for stopping by. You be safe as well. Stay strong. Ninja Rocket Wizards, hello. How you doing today? That's somebody else that hasn't been in a while, is Roxy. Haven't seen Miss Roxy either for a while. She should make a crochet holster for ACR, a pink one at that. Maybe she should make the pink elephant thong that ACR talks about. Ducky's pretty young. That might scar her for life. So I won't suggest that. You like my video? Keep up the great work. Thank you, Re-Roll. I will. Absolutely. The chili wasn't bad at Texas Roadhouse. The chili was okay. Fries were even okay. I mean, normally I'm not big. I like thin, crisp fries. I'm normally not a big steak fry type of guy. But even the fries were pretty good. They were a little bit, they had some spice on them, and they were definitely crispy. But the chili was okay. It's probably pretty close to the way I would make it. You like no beans in your chili? You're one of them, huh? We had a discussion about that. That's a big thing in Texas. That's a big thing down in Texas. If you put beans in chili in Texas, at least a lot of the people I ran into, yeah, it's like that ain't Texas. That's bean soup. Duke City Fishing, good morning to you. Good to see you this morning. What's my favorite food? I am probably Mexican and Italian food. Those two. Either one. If I was pulling up someplace to eat and there was a Mexican restaurant here and an Italian restaurant there, I would probably, it would depend on which one I'd been to more recently, which one I'd had more recently. And I'd go to the other one. So, I didn't even realize I got that light on behind me. I'm going to turn that off. Ugh. And I need some fresh coffee. So let's turn the camera around here so I can see you, you can see me. Beans and chili is a no bueno, yes. Your grandchild got in an accident, a car accident in Australia? Okay. Well, are you in Australia? Or are you clear on the other side of the world, Larry? Hopefully your grandchild is okay. Either way. Yeah, since I got up so late, I still have almost a full pot of coffee because I haven't drank not much coffee. I think I've only had 2 cups of coffee so far today. Yeah, this is only my 3rd cup. Some mornings I'm on these live streams and I'm already through 1 pot and working on the 2nd pot of coffee. All right. You're in America? Okay. Chris the Pro, how you doing? Good to see you. Mr. Hustle, what week are you leaving to head to your mother's? I'm not sure right now, to be honest with you, Josh. I still have so much to do. So it breaks my heart that I'm not there yet. I should have been there years ago, but that hasn't happened. So anyway, that's a sensitive subject for me, Josh. So I want to be there right now. I wanted to be there months ago, but I'm not yet. And I can only do what I can do as far as getting things done and getting up there. So yeah, only 2 cups so far this morning. I got up late, so I haven't had time to drink anymore. 20.8 degrees here. Snowed last night. Chased the snow bunnies. There you go. Chris the Pro. Hello. You haven't seen your mother since June 2009? That's a long time ago. Last time I saw my mother was on Christmas, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I know that, Pussycat. I can't dwell on the past, you know. Yep. I know. I know. It just, you know, you gonna go see your dog now? All right, Chris, we'll see you later. Is that your dog in your profile picture? Chris, thanks for coming by. Hopefully you hit that like button for me. Ducky. Thanks, Ducky. Thanks, Ducky, for making me smile. You're a sweetheart. I know, 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 I know. Lester's always chasing the snow bunnies, but we never hear about him catching the snow bunnies. Lester, you may need to work on your cardio. You haven't seen your family since 2009. That is sad, yes. You enjoyed watching the video with my mom. Yeah, I wanted to do one at Christmas time. It's just there was really no time just to do it. There was never a time I felt comfortable with doing it. So, no, I didn't. I mean, and she's in a couple of the videos that I shot while I was up there at Christmas, but that's about it. So, yeah, you got to learn from your past. You got to learn from your mistakes, and you know, even some of your biggest setbacks are learning opportunities for you. So, did you write that in the notebook, Ducky? Yeah, you can't change your past though. You can't control the future. You can kind of try to shape the future a little bit with your decisions in the present. But the only time that we actually have is right now. So, I have no idea who that even is, Larry. Never even heard of him. So, Jace Outdoors, how you doing today? Good to see you. I brought my pencil. Give me something to write on, man. Oh, okay. I know. I know. Hitting us up with some Van Halen references. Larry, I don't know I don't know who you're talking about. Have I noticed you haven't been here for a few days? I haven't seen you. I mean, usually you pop in and drop a few comments, but yeah, I don't think I've seen it. Larry, you listen to Van Halen? Okay, cool. Ground Pounder, GP, how you doing today? Good to see you today. I am just sitting chatting. Been back from my walk now for better than a half an hour. I did my walk today in 52 minutes, just over 52 minutes. Didn't really stop a whole lot along the way, so pretty good. Pretty good time, I think. All right, Larry. I don't know what you're talking about there. You're in my neck of the woods, kind of on Monday. Okay. Spicoli like Van Halen. You're just south of Atlanta. Okay, GP. I'm about 100 miles south of Atlanta, so sorry that you had to get that close to Atlanta. You pug love listening to Van Halen. Yeah, sorry you had to get that close to Atlanta. I don't like being anywhere near Atlanta. It's like within a 50-mile radius of Atlanta, traffic gets bad. So loaded the truck and got out of Dodge. I don't blame you. Yep. Go. You're going to take off. Going to hit the trail today. Oh, you're going to hit the trail today. Just then make some chicken and barley and veggies in an Instapot. That sounds pretty cool. Spicoli like pizza and talking about Cuba with Mr. Hand. GP will be partying in Buckhead. High of 33 there. Wow. So what's everybody else got going on Sunday? Anybody got any big major plans today? I know that GP asking me the same question. I've been working on sanding floors. I'm all done with the sander or the rented sander, and now I'm going around doing touch-ups, belt sander around the edges, and I had a bunch of low spots where it just didn't get the finish off of the floor, so I'm kind of having to sand that stuff out. The floors are not going to be anywhere close to being completely flat and smooth, but that's fine with me. Adds character, right? There's a scratch in the floor in one spot. I mean, I just can't sand the floor enough to get that scratch out of the floor, so it's just going to stay there. So kind of fill it in with some salt, making up like my own wood putty with some sawdust and some glue, and kind of fill it in with some sawdust, sand it over it, but you can still see it. So my wife is taking me out. That sounds serious. Especially when you put taking me out in parentheses. Okay, you're not making decisions at all? Did she increase the life insurance? Yeah, the taking you out sounds kind of serious there, GP. Uh, Dave filled the scratch. I'm trying to, man. Used to install floors. Wood was always my favorite. Taking my rye starter out to make some bread. There you go. Clean the kitchen and do a load of laundry. Exciting stuff. Absolutely. It really does. Not so good with words. Just don't put that thought into her head, GP. That's the important thing. I would check I'd check your insurance, your life insurance policy, see if maybe she increased it recently. Yeah, don't go fishing, especially on a bridge. Lester scratched my floors. I'm sure you did, Lester. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been working on those floors for over a week now, and yeah, they're kicking my butt, especially now running the sander. I got used to that, pushing around that big heavy sander for a while. I kind of got used to that, the exercise from it. It was wearing me out the first couple of days, but I kind of got used to that. But now the up and down thing, getting up and down on the floor and everything, that floor just is way too low. I don't know why they put floors down so far, but they're down way too far nowadays. Yeah, no deep sea fishing. Yeah. Everybody's giving you some good advice here, GP. Don't go on a boat. Only way I'm going on the ocean is if it says U.S. Navy on the side of the ship. Yeah, okay. You know that the Navy, um, the U.S. ships, they have the USS, whatever the name of the ship is, like the USS Gerald R. Ford, um, whatever the ship is. Okay, they all start with USS. Now, USS stands for United States Ship, Gerald R. Ford. Okay, the British Navy, their boats all start with HMS, whatever it might be. HMS Queen Elizabeth. I don't know any British Navy boats, but the HMS. So, and the HMS stands for Her Majesty's Ship. Okay. Now the Italian Navy, theirs all start with DMB and whatever it might be. DMB Lucci. I don't know. It starts with DMB. And you know what the DMB stands for? That's on my boat. Oh, sorry. You started a ground pounder. You're not going on the. That's on my boat. Forrest Gump's boat was Jenny. All right, that's my poor dad joke for the day. The joke when I was in the Air Force, yeah, never get on the minnow for a 3-hour tour. My boat's called Getting In, Getting It. When I was in the Air Force, it was when we were having problems with Libya, and Libya was like sending fighters out and messing with our fighters out in the Mediterranean Sea. And Ronald Reagan ordered, well, we shot down a couple of Libyan jets. And the joke then was, why does the Libyan Navy have glass-bottom boats? So they could see their Air Force, because that's where we put all their airplanes that they sent out after our airplanes into the Mediterranean Sea. So Mrs. Howe was your favorite. Okay, so Marianne or Ginger? Which one? Who was getting with who on Gilligan's Island? Yeah, I don't know. What was my specialty? My AFSC was 911. I was an altitude chamber tech, not an emergency service. I was not the 911 operator. That was my AFSC, but I was an altitude chamber tech. I trained pilots and aircrew members on the effects of flying at altitude. Put them inside the big altitude chambers, sucked all the air out to simulate flying at altitude. So, Nick Marsh, you're back. Yeah, why the Howes had 6 months of clothes for a 3-hour tour. Exactly, Mike. The skipper was getting with Gilligan. Maybe. Tina Louise all the way, huh? That was Ginger, right? Girl Next Door or movie star? Which one would you go for? I guess is the question. If you do go on a boat, make sure there's no holes or leaks in it. Yep. You skydive, GP? Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah, they had a whole trunk full of clothes for a 3-hour trip. Yeah. Mike, you're going with the girl next door? I probably would too. You- 17,000 feet. Yeah, you definitely should have some oxygen at 17,000 feet. Yeah. Now we got a couple people in here that skydive. Okay, well, um, I have put out to Ducky that me and her were going to go skydiving on day 250. So, hmm, I've never been. I tried to go to Army jump school when I was in the Air Force, but I pulled a muscle in my back, my shoulder, just before I was supposed to go, about a week before I was supposed to go, and I ended up not going. But not up there long enough. Yeah, but GP at 17,000 feet, that's your highest jump. Um, it's a ton of fun. I really want to do it. I really want to do it. I ain't getting any younger, so Doggy Yo, how you doing today? 2 miles, which is about 10,000 feet. Yeah, I know. Daddy Bush did. Yeah, on his 90th birthday. Yep, I know. Um, yeah, 17,000 feet. I mean, 10,000. Air Force requirement is you're over 10,000 feet, you have to put an oxygen mask on if you're exposed to anything over 10,000 feet. And you can start to have effects of hypoxia at 10,000 feet or above. 17 is up there, so. Okay, they just approved the 17K. It was 14K. Okay. That is pretty thin air up there. I know that for sure. And we used to, in the altitude chamber, we used to take, trying to remember. Well, the highest we would go was 43,000 feet. Um, yeah, you definitely feel the temperature differences. Oh yeah, temperature changes as well. Yeah. We'd go as high as 43,000 feet, but we would just touch 43,000 feet and then bring the chamber right back down. And 25,000 feet is where we did the group hypoxia demonstration where everybody took off their oxygen mask. And you got 3 to 5 minutes at that. I still remember this shit, and that's been 30 plus years. You got 3 to 5 minutes at 25,000 feet before you lose, not necessarily lose consciousness, but I forget what they called it. You basically, you won't be able to function after 3 to 5 minutes at 25,000 feet. So. Nice cool breeze at 7. I mean, it's probably pretty cool up there. And if you're flying an airplane, yeah, you got nothing but a breeze. So 14K jump. 17 is a long jump, I'll bet. The vomit comet, that would be cool, yeah. Damn near a minute and a half free fall. Wow. Wow, that would be so cool. Smokey the Clown, how you doing today? You're high as a, well, we're talking about skydiving right now. We're talking about getting up at 17,000 feet. So and that's how Payne Stewart was unalived. Will give you nightmares. Yeah, we used to when I worked in the altitude chamber on the chamber flights, we used to we'd have one student take their oxygen mask off at 35,000 feet, and you got like 30 seconds there before you pass out. The majority of the time, the person would pass out before. Because we told them, you take your oxygen mask on. When you think you need to, you put your oxygen mask back on. And most of the time, they never got around to getting their oxygen mask back on. We'd have to put it back on for them. Yeah, 30 seconds in, and they were like just sitting there, staring at the ground. They weren't even staring. They were just sitting there, passed out. So maybe if a woman motivated you. If you puke on the instructor here, it's an extra 25 bucks. I'll bet. Mary Ford and Les Paul now know how high the moon is. I would imagine it does let you know that you're alive. Matthew, how you doing today? So do I. Crystal, hello. That was a lot of fun flying. Yep. I flew T-37 and T-38 in the Air Force. I flew in them, and they're both they don't use T-37 anymore, but they're both two-seat trainer planes that they used at the time. The T-38 they still use. It's more like a fighter jet where you sit one in front, one in back, and the instructor, I went up with an instructor, and it was a orientation flight. I went up with an instructor, but at one point in the flight on both those airplanes, they let me control the airplane. I didn't do anything. I just basic general turns and stuff like that, climb and descent. But we did, in the T-38, we did a couple loops and lots of rolls. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I got a lot of respect. I mean, the T-38 is a supersonic jet. It can break the speed of sound, like Mach 1.01 or something like it. Barely breaks the speed of sound. But it's nothing at all like the F-16 or the 22s or the F-35s, all that stuff now. You did feel better after puking? Yeah. Passing Pluto now. Anybody want to join me? Rainy's not here today, Smokey, but Mike might join you. Crystal, you have to take off. All right. Matthew, my walk was good. 201 days, 438 miles in the books now. So, still plugging away at it. Over the 200-day point, though. But yeah, flying in T-37 and T-38 were both pretty cool. Mike's about to pass Alpha Centurion. Oh man, Smokey, on your day you're high as a kite and your boss is calling you to go into work. That's not good. But I guess you walk to work, so in Minnesota, so I guess you'll probably come down a little bit before you get to work and all that damn cold. You have a friend that works on trainers in Florida? Cool. Yeah, they use I didn't even know this, but they switched over, they got rid of the T-37, which is, it's a Cessna airplane, and a little side by side. I've got both of them on actually the T-37, I have actual video from the Aviation Museum on that video I did about the Aviation Museum. But, is Smokey a bus driver? I hope not. Yeah, I'm not sure what they call it. It's a prop job that they fly now. Their first airplane they fly. And then they graduate to the T-38. Yeah, T-37 was a jet. It was a cool little airplane. It was cool. They were noisy as hell. Real high pitched squeal or screeching sound. I used to work right across from the flight line. Man, that's all you heard all day long was that damn whistle or that real high pitched sound. There you go. Work at Casey's, you work landscaping, anything else you can make money. And not doing a lot of landscaping up in Minnesota right now, huh? You have to shovel all the snow before you can put down any mulch. I flew in the T-37 first, and it was fun it was a cool little airplane to get out in, and the sitting side by side with the pilot was cool. But with that, we did a loop in that, but in order to do a loop on that, we had to, when you go out and fly, I guess, I'm not an aviation guy or anything, but when you go out flying, you basically get like, especially like in a trainer, I guess, you get like an area that you fly in. And not only do you have parameters on the sides where you can fly, but you also have altitude parameters, highest you can go. And with T-37, the highest it can go is 25,000 feet anyway. But we had to, in order to do a loop on in that airplane, we had to climb all the way up to 25,000 feet, put the airplane into a very steep dive, and then get enough air, just to get enough airspeed to be able to complete the loop. So it was kind of cool. I always see snow bunnies tracks in my yard in the snow. Mouse, you're going to chill with your daughter for a while? All right, man. So you still contact me. Still shoot me an email sometime, all right? Love to talk to you more. You have a great time with your daughter, man. That's important time right there. That is important time. Got a base near my house. I was in a kayak and this F-16 buzzed me. Saw the sound wave on the plane visibly. Yeah, yep. They are pretty cool airplanes. The sound of freedom. All I ever saw was, for the most part, was the T-37 and T-38s. If something else flew into, I was stationed in Shepherd, but if something else flew in there, it was always pretty cool. When I was in the National Guard, I was in Kansas and at McConnell Air Force Base, and they flew B-1 bombers there. And then the National Guard unit I was attached to, they actually flew F-16. So. Take time for a bourbon. All right, Putty Cat. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming in. Sorry about the short little time out today, but you're cool. You handled it well. I was in an air show about 15 years ago. Stealth lost an engine and burned a house up. Oh, wow. Yeah, the Air Guard unit I was in, they actually were deployed during Iraqi freedom. They were actually deployed to Iraq at that time, or somewhere in that area. I'm not sure where exactly. I was long gone from there then, but they were over there for a while. I probably would have been there too if I was still in the Guard. So I did get the first Gulf War was ramping up or was going on right after I separated from the Air National Guard. I did get a letter that said, have a list of everything I needed to have in order just in case I got called back. So, but I did not get called back because we fought the first Gulf War correctly. We went in, kicked ass, went to where our objective was, and we stopped. And we said, okay, we're done. And we won that war. Definitely. Yeah, the B-1 bombers are freaking loud, man. I lived in an apartment just south of the runway for the base, and when those airplanes were taking off to heading south, which wasn't very often. Most of the time they headed north. And but just south of the base, when they were flying that direction, oh Jesus Christ! I mean, they would rattle my whole apartment. They'd set off car alarms every single time. Every single time that they took off, they'd be setting off car alarms. It was amazing to me they even had any kind of housing at all out in that area, but they did. You can see Martin's Air Force Base, pretty cool. Watching them take off and land. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Boeing sound annoying. The bigger air bases have them, so shake the houses when, yeah. Yep. I had a truck company near my house. Fun watching them causing a line of cars so they can turn down their little road. Okay. Yeah, it's out here. There's a base here about 3 or 4 miles away from where I live. Don't see a lot of airplanes. Where I'm at, there's a lot of trees and stuff. Sometimes I can hear, and I know it's some sort of a fighter, but I can hear jets flying around, but I hardly ever see them. So just too much woods and trees around. So, Sir Trigger, how you doing? Good morning to you. All right, I have completed 201 days of walking. Up to 438 miles, 201 days, and I've been live streaming now for 2 hours and 1 minute. So I like it when numbers line up like that. And actually, the other day, it was kind of cool because my subscriber count was 1960, and that's where I live, or that's where I live. Jesus, that's the year I was born. So. Yeah, Virginia Beach is kind of cool. Yeah, there's a lot of Navy jets and all that flying around that area. So, yep, I've been there. In that area, there's just all kinds of military action. I was in the Outer Banks, North Carolina on 9/11, and I remember standing on the deck on like the third level of the house that we were in. And it was after 9/11 happened, the day of 9/11 though, and I remember watching, I could hear them coming, and I watched two F-15s go flying up the coast, and I'm barely off the deck. I mean, barely off the water. Two F-15s just screaming. I mean, they were busting the sound barrier all the way, and just screaming up the coast. And this was within a couple hours after the planes hit the towers, so I remember that well. We make them mad when we have our town-wide sales parking on both sides of the street. Dispensary close to me, share a property line with the air base. I saw 4 F-16 turn and take off nearly 30 feet away from my car as I watched. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. All right, it's been over 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the day. Sunday, I don't know for sure. I'm going to definitely get some work done today, but kind of be a chill, relaxed day. But I got things I got to get done. So thank you all for being here. Appreciate everybody. You got 34 likes. Yes, sir, Mike. We will see you in the morning. 22 hours from now, I'll be right back here again, or actually I'll be out there on the road walking in 22 hours. So thank you all for being here. Appreciate every one of you. You guys are amazing to me. You make my mornings worth getting up, even when I get up late and have to hustle. Y'all have a fantastic day. Love y'all. See you in 22 hours. Peace.